Hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to the second episode of my quick start guide for Foundry. Last one, we ended up with finally getting to the smelters and getting some form of automation on technum rods and the xenoferrite plates. For this one, we're going to work on getting a research building put up and getting the first research pack automated. So I hope this helps you out. I hope everything works well. We're going to try to cover some basic scaling up. We're going to increase our production of stuff, and we're just going to do what we can. So we're going to go from scaling up smelters to getting our first automated line with the research packs, and we're going to go from there. So hopefully, by the time we're done, we will have this running just like I do here. Alright, I'll see you in there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get this basic automation process and we're going to scale it up a bit. We're going to max out the belts with their outputs and inputs into the machines, and the idea is we're going to get Mark II belts, we're going to get other stuff, but the first thing is what I want to do is we need to increase our production, because that's going to be the big thing. So now, as you noticed, to help with this as we build so that we have stuff still keep going, we're going to go ahead and make a little bit larger platform on both of them. So we're going to put this here. We're going to go to our crafting, and we have this thing called the logistics container. They are very, very good in this game. I will explain and show later, but for now, for the most part, it is what you need to store the stuff that comes off your machinery. So we're going to craft 2 of those, one for each thing, because we need to store the volume of whatever, what we got auto crafting or automated right now. So we're going to go and grab, now we have those built, right click out of here, so we can just, did I give enough room? No, I did not. Let's actually give one more bit of room. Now, if you go to put a brick down and you don't like where you started at, you can actually, while still holding your left mouse button to drag, you can right click to cancel it and then let go of your right, and it'll still bring it in here. Okay, and go in here, right click to instant build. We're going to put the container right down there. And we don't have any loaders, so we're going to need to make 2 more of them. Individually click. It is currently building them. Just gotta wait for them. Okay, now I'm gonna. Oh, actually, I need 4. 2 for this one, 2 for down there. Now we're going to place the output on any one of these slots. So we're going to put that one there. Create an input right there. And then I'm going to bring up the belt like that. And now we have our connection. This is what I did down at the other one at the end of the last video. Now we're going to change these. Since these are both intakes, nothing's happening. Well, we want it to go in there, so this will stay in intake. We want this one to output, so we switch it to output. And with that, as you see, now the rods are coming into here. Now something I'd like to mention, I saw a few comments about on my after my last video. Somebody said, now on here, if I mentioned before, I'm going to just mention again. The input content here will only automate 3 times the recipe. So this recipe right here takes 2 ores to make 1 rod. So 2 times 3 is 6, and that's what it's holding. But it will hold up to a full stack. But as you see, it's slowly trying to output them. So that's what it's going to do. Now, I have extra, like a whole extra stack of ore in my inventory, so, and you see, every time it fills in, it does move. But I go and hit this, so there's 100 in there. This will not move until it gets to less than 6. I still got a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So that's filling. We're going to go take care of the other one. Now, we also want to make enough room here. Now, like I said before about this game, what makes it so interesting is how modular everything can be. So we're going to grab... I need at least 6. Well, I can technically use 5, but I'll go into that in a moment. We're going to grab this because we're going to probably need a little bit of extra biomass in a moment anyways. So we're going to clear this out a little bit. Okay, now we have a bit of room. We're going to grab and make a 4 by... Oh. Can I make 3? Yeah, we'll do that. 3 by 6. Take Dory, right click, instant build, put that there. Grab our loader, place there. Now, like I said, there's the option where you can come in here. You can either change it to a default, whatever the building it attaches to, it'll have a default setup, or you can change it. I'm going to go ahead and use the right mouse button, go into this wheel, and I'm going to change it to a default to an output. But that's wrong. I need an input on this one, so I'm going to switch it back. And there we go. This one is the one I needed on the output. Thankfully, all you need to do, toggle, and there it goes. Now, it's sitting there saying no conveyor. Intake, no conveyor, output, because we didn't put that in. So we're going to do that now. Switch it the right direction, put it under, drag over, there you go. Oh, good. And with that, it is now filling. And this will allow the machine to continuously produce what we need. Now, we need to ramp up the production. But before we can do that, we need to increase the number of miners we have. And my personal preference, you don't have to exactly do it this way, but I do suggest it. They do not care if you cover these. They just need access. So you can cover this entire thing except for a small area, and they will fly into that small area and mine that small area. And there's no such, and there's not a limit to how many can actually zap on the same block. So our first order of business, because if you notice, I made the donut ring earlier. We're going to create some extra miners. Now, right now, on these miners, they have, you see right here at the bottom, it says yield last minute 60, it'll give you the value of the yield from the last minute. It holds right around 60 to 70. I think it caps at 80, but I've never seen it actually hit that. About half of belt. So you get about 2 of these on a Mark 1 belt. So what we're going to do, so since that averages about 60 to 70, we're going to come over here, do a little bit of math. Let's get some blocks up so I can stand. Alright, so we're going to do a little math. Right now, this is looking about 80 input, right? So that means 1 of the machines, 1 of this, but it's coming up a bit short. So we have room to make extra. So it's backing up. So we could technically make another smelter, and it'll catch the excess from this, and feed. However, we're not going to do that. We are going to try to build based on maxing out 2 of these belts. There's a reason for that later. Right now, we're going to max out 2 of these belts, which are 160 a minute. You can find the information out. If you come down, you mouse over, it'll give you a tooltip. It says the conveyor, how many you have, and the items a minute that it can move. And the conveyor 1 does 160 a minute. Same thing for the slopes. You can generally find information about different things by doing that. But even down here, they will give you various information. Even that, 1,200 a minute. Okay. So, now we want to step up this process. We want more. The hard part is we just got to wait for this to fill up. Oh, look, we're already at 322. So we're just going to grab all that. And we're going to come up here. And we're going to make some more building blocks. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to take care of that. And when I get myself a nice chunk of blocks, I will be right back. So I made about 290. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, yeah, I made 290 blocks. We're going to use them. And I went ahead and made 2 extra miners. I will go over it again here in a moment with when I go up to the Techum. But what I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead. We're just going to cover this and leave only the 2x2 hole right here in the middle. Don't worry, if they trap, they'll fly out. But if you watch from here on, they now will come right here. And what this does, now we have all this area to work with. Now what I'm going to do with these other 2, now I like having these to face the same way. I'm going to put this one here, that one there, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make 1 more. And I'm going to need extra loaders, so we're going to make 2 of them, 3 of them, and we'll grab 1 more smelter for now. And then we're going to grab our blocks. We're actually going to come to this side since we already have that other side taken up by the container. I'm going to fill it out with just a few more. There we go. No. Okay. Now, next thing we want to do is we need to get these all linked together. Now, as I said, they're doing about 80 a minute. The one's doing about 80 a minute. They're probably only going to do about 80 a minute. Right now, the setup is mainly catching excess that's not being taken up. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a loader. Whoops, wrong button. I'm going to put it here. I know this is going to be messy, but that's the whole point of showing you, because it's showing you the flexibility. Because like I said, each one of these ports... Oh. Now, as I said before, you can use this. Now, if you come down to the default, and we will go ahead and grab these for a second. I just want to show this. So we got it set on default, right? So I hit the loader. It is defaults to an intake on that one. But I come here to this. It defaults to an output. And that's what the default would do. Alright. Now, what we're going to grab is this right here. We're going to put that one there. This one here. And finally wrap her. Oh, I thought I had one more. Oh, that's right. I put it on the... No, when... Oh, no, we're all good. We're all good. Okay. So we're going to grab our belts. And we're actually going to turn this way. Bring this down. Let me grab that there. Actually, we'll cut one there. We'll turn it by making it at a right angle. Turn this one here. And we'll bring it there. We're going to come to here, move it under there, and now we have these 2 belts right there. We're going to grab... I'm actually going to go ahead and grab... yeah, we're going to grab this input. And we're just going to place it there. And now this will sit like this for the time being. But if you have 2 parallels coming in, this is how it will arrange itself. And it will... When this one runs out, this one will start feeding on there. For the time being, that's how it's going to be. Until we get more smelters going. We're going to grab from here. We're going to make room for the next belt output. swing this down. Oh, wait. We are going to get a second smelter, so we're going to put that one there. Where is it at? 7. Okay. I'm forgetting my own shortcuts. So we're going to bring this down. Oh, yeah. Wait. I remember. I do want that one there. That'll pick off that input. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stop here for now. We're going to pick that up, that up. This one back onto here. And now we have that spare smelter, which I had built earlier. Oops, I didn't build this platform big enough. Build that in. And we're gonna snag it down right there. Now you only need about 1 room of space in between if you're just trying to get in between to look at like the panel and such. And what we're gonna do here, now like I said, this is not perfect. This is just to get the job done. We can make better later. Come back, we're gonna make the last loader. Craft up, put that one there. So that's all good now. Come back over here, configure the smelter, and it's now making more plates. The only thing left to do is actually connect it around to that logistics container. Okay, I grabbed the materials I needed, so I'm currently building a few more loaders. What we're going to do to prep for this excess automation, we're going to grab literally just going to grab an extra set of belts, bring it down to here, or blocks. I say belts. But we're grabbing these blocks, bring that down there, and then we're going to create an output. We're going to grab some of the loaders. We're going to grab 2 of them. And just bring it all the way in a straight line down to here. Put that one there. With that, just go switch to toggle output, and now the belts fly. Now, since we have that, we don't need this anymore. So I'm just going to hit Control Z for the bulk demolish. Set it for the size, and there we go. And now all the plates are coming in through here. Now, however, this outputs at 40 a minute. These are 160 minutes, so that's 2 machines on here. It should be handling just fine. Now, however, for the time being, while it's full from the back machine, this one will not be dropping its stuff out. You can see it just builds up. But once the back one is caught up, like that, now this one will start dumping its number. And it's just all going there. Now we have 2 of these machines automated up, and they're running good. We could go for a 3rd and 4th, but I think we need to go ahead and expand that so it can catch up with this. That also means I need plates. Alright, so this way I have enough materials to do what I need. I'm going to set that up, and I'll be right back with you. What I'd like to do, if you're following along, try to set that up here. It's literally the same as this. Same type of expansion. You're just doing it for the Tecum instead. I'll be back, or when I see something to point out. Okay, I am back, and we have our second smelter set up. I have the belts feeding into it. There's something I'm going to go ahead and show you, but yeah, to show you, go ahead and show you how the belts are. I've got this one looping all the way around. It has 2 of the machines on it. The other 2 machines are on this belt, the original belt, and they're feeding up to the first machine. Now, what I'm going to show you is if you hit V, it'll bring up a tablet. Right now it says an analyzer. It'll tell you what's going on with what you're pointing at, including if you come over to a thing like an ore, it will tell you how much a block has left in it. So you dig, it will tell you how much is left. That's the analyzer. Whoops. And see, shows you one on there. And with that, it'll, like I said, it'll just tell you what's left in what you're pointing at as it's being burned. So we're going to leave that for now. Now what we're going to do is you have other options. If you hit Q or E, it will change. Right now it's just the recipe copy tool, and that's the only other option right now. Okay, so what we're going to do with the recipe copying tool, it says, if you look at something, it tells you what recipe it's currently doing. It says Smelter, Tech Rods, Tier 1. Well, we want to copy that recipe to the other machine. So you will hold your control button, hit your right mouse button, and you see it says currently copied recipe, Tech Rods, Tier 1. Alright, now we have our recipe. Now we come back here. You see, no recipe set under Smelter. And it says, I want to paste this recipe. Now, let's go here. It's right there. No recipe set. And hold Control, click left. You notice down there it changed instantly. It is now making the rods. Now, one thing I wanted to show you. See, I did not change the overall design like I did with down there. I just ended up making this belt come in. However, since it won't use a curve under here to deposit on, you can actually come past, create a hairpin, and come back this way. This has different allowable expansions for stuff for both the outputs and the inputs, so don't be afraid to use a hairpin like this if you need to. Okay. So now we have our rods, we have our plates. I did also collect some extra biomass and filled up all the burners. So just in case, as a FYI, I guess. Let's see, do we have anything left in here? Let's go ahead and grab all of this. And string now these. Since we've got them automated, we do not need these anymore. Alright. I've been saying alright a lot. Next stage. We now should, since we're now automated, we should have enough materials to start working on taking care of the next task. Build a research lab. So we're going to come under here. There's the buildings. We're going to click on it. And up here, it says on the top right, it says research lab, recipe, 40 ferrite plates, 20 machine parts. So since a machine part is one plate, that's essentially you need 60 plates. And I have 77. So we have enough to make it. What it's going to do is turn 20 of those into this. So we're actually going to get ahead of the game. And I'm going to make 20 ahead of time. And then I'm going to come over to the building. You got to wait till it's done, or it'll actually try to take from that pile ahead of time. And we're going to start that. And it just took instantly those. Now, if those weren't done crafting, it would have actually took and started set up a pre-assembly or a sub-crafting of those plates, even though I was already making them. So it has to be available in your inventory before you hit it to craft for it to take those items. Now, here's the thing. Research buildings are big. They need room. They also do not require foundation blocks. So you can place them wherever you want. They do not require power. And all we're going to really do for now is place it someplace out of the way, which will be right here. Right click to do the instant build, and they require a lot of space, like I said. So I'm going to put it right over top of this stone platform area, and we're going to have facing those two large rods. That's the front. That's the way I want it to face. Now you come up to here, it says ferrite plates 200, machinery parts 100, coil 100. Now we break this down. Coil, that's one rod to 2 wires, and it only requires 100 wires, so that's essentially you just need 50 rods. Machinery parts, that's 1 for 1, so that's 100 plates right there. So we need 300 plates and 50 rods. So we're going to actually go and craft the wire. Let's see, up here in the corner it says shift right mouse button to craft 100. And that's what we're doing. However, we're definitely going to need a lot more plates. So let's head over and we'll grab our plates. I'll be back after I've grabbed the entire stock of items. I'm back. We have 200 plates, we have 100 machine parts, and we have 200 wire, which is 100 more than we actually needed. So now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this manually. Actually, technically 3 ways, but 2 of them are pretty much the same. So you have the manage inventory. So you can, click that, and that's done. Or you can just simply hit this and it fills them all in. And then once you get these, it gives you the button to say finish construction. It'll let you know what you have unlocked, which in this case is high voltage energy and the science pack, which we will get to the high voltage in a moment. Now I'm going to show you something else with this right here. Okay, now I have a clear inventory. You can actually demolish this. And when you demolish these, it will give you your inventory back. All the stuff you used to finish the construction. Now the reason why I did that is I want to show you something that you can do with this as well. But I kind of need, well, actually I'll just, give me a moment, I'll be right back. Now what else I'm going to show you here is how else you can deliver them. Now on the back of the research building, which is right here, because you notice this is the front because of the 2 poles. On the back here, there are 4 loader ports right there, just like those. So, something you can do, we're going to go ahead and build that and that. I'm going to end up creating a belt underneath. And what's going to happen is these are going to use the belts to transfer into there. And I also want to show you, it literally does not require power. However, the loaders do require power. And as you see, it's slowly filling. Now, here's something else you can do. You want to increase your outputs from the containers or anything else. We're going to do this in reverse so you can see. So we got our 2 belts. I'm going to put 1 more there, 1 more there. And now you see they're going 2 at a time. We just doubled the output. So that's now 320 items going in a minute going into here. Notice, oh, it's already up there. And as you see, you can use those rear ports to bring in. And later on, you'll be using those rear ports to also bring in the science pack items. And with that, as you can see, almost there. And done. Okay, the next thing I want to know is now that I showed you the ports. So sometimes you might want to face something this way because that just looks nicer, but sometimes you need to face it the other way so it has ease of access. So I'm just going to put this building here. The ports are facing this way towards all the other automation. And we're just going to come in here. Now, the third way, I'm just going to click this, fills in everything, and then finish the construction. Now, to use this facility, you will first, on your keyboard, default is G. It will bring up your research. You have a massive tech tree that shows you how things are related to each other. It should be cleaned up in later versions, but for the most part, it tells you what you can click on a particular item, and it'll bring everything. Bring that item. You can click up the top here, bring it back out. Research 2, bring it back. Whoops. That closes this. Bring it back up. See, like right now, this is all the stuff we have available to research. Say I wanted to get here to cement production. It tells you the chain of stuff you have to research to get to that. And then you click on this. Well, I need this. What does this need? Oh, that needs Research Lab 2. Let's see. Large solar panels. Tells you everything you need to research it. Like, wait, what do I need to get this? Tells you everything you need to get that and what it leads to unlocking. Pump jacks. Again, tells you, here it is, everything it needs and everything it unlocks. And so on and so forth. And then when you just exit out, go there. Now, over here, we have the list of each item that can be researched. And right now, we have some basic stuff. When you click on it, it tells you everything that's going to unlock with it. We have the batteries, which I believe is what it... Yeah, we have the task of researching small batteries. That unlocks this other stuff. We're not going to worry about that now. Right now, we need this. It says we need 30 Science Pack 1s. Well, what's a Science Pack 1? Well, we go into our crafting menu. Right here, right next to the buildings. Science Packs. Requires 10 machinery parts and 8 rods to make 1 pack. That means, for our first bit of automation, will be to turn rods and packs, or rods and plates into packs, because 1 part is 1 plate, so on and so forth. So if you give me a moment, I'll be right back. I'm going to craft a few packs. Okay, we're back. So I did some rearranging. I brought this in closer. We got ourselves a bit of a floor. It's still kind of overhanging in the back, but what we need is right here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to set up some basic automation to create the packs, and we're going to hand feed, basically what I'm going to term as hand feeding. Thankfully, right now, we have this here. So we have this automation set up. The part we're going to have to hand feed is the plates from there up to here. This is one way to do it, depending on how you put your paste together. You may not need to do this, and it'll be a lot easier just to feed it up there. But because that's all the way down there, I need to get conveyor belts up to here, but for the time being, that will happen, just not right now. So we're going to set up some basic automation. First, to do that, in order to make the packs, we need some assemblers. Now, I know we're going to need at least 2 assemblers. 1 to make the machine parts, and 1 to make the packs themselves. So we're making that first now. We're going to make both of them. Also, we're going to need an additional container. And I'm going to make another 10 loaders for the future endeavors. Because we're going to have this here. We're going to make another container. So we're going to go ahead and place this extra container I have right here. This is what we'll throw the plates into for now. Now, we need to turn them into machinery parts. So we're going to grab an assembler. We're just going to put them in our inventory for now. And you'll notice there's a panel. So I'm going to face that towards these smelters for the time being. That's my preference. There isn't really any specific reason why. And then I'm going to take this one and put it 4 blocks behind. And there we go. So for this one, we're going to configure this to create a component, which is up here in this list. Machinery parts. Did you see? We'll worry about numbers later and scaling up later. This isn't about scaling. This is about just getting it functional. So we will go ahead and grab one of these. Or actually, no, I know what I had in my mind. I'm going to grab one of these and we will set it to output. That one will go right there. That will still be an output. This one will go here. It will also be an output. Now we're going to set inputs. Put that one there as an input. That one there as an input. And that one there is an input. Now we're going to grab our belts. Lead from there to there. Lead from there to there. And there to there. Now for the second machine, this one right here, we're going to configure it, and we are going to pick Science Pack 1. Now the thing about this isn't necessarily the most optimal design, so we're going to take this one away. You will find times you will be constantly rearranging stuff, so. Always do what helps fit. So we're going to put this one here, actually. Grab our belts again. Alright, we will change this back to an output. There's a reason why I did that. Now we're going to take our another intake, and we will put it there for now. And then you're going to put this not there because I don't have belts. Give me a moment. Okay, I have enough belts. We're going to grab one of our loaders, put it on as an output onto this, but I'm going to leave that as an input for right now. Grab our belts and do what we were going to try to do earlier. Grab this, bring it over. Bring it all the way up to here. And hit that output. That says an output. So now we have 2 inputs. This one will take the machinery parts. That one's taking the rods. Now we're going to go down and we're going to grab what we can for plates. There. I'm actually only going to put, let's sort this out. We're going to only put 2 stacks in there for now. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because I actually want to handcraft. So we're going to come into here, and I'm going to, because we want this right away. We get this, we don't need the biomass afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to make, yeah, we'll just, hold on, it says we need 10 parts for every 8. Well, first, let's go ahead and just, while we're figuring this out, I'm just going to craft them all. So that's 394, right? So that should be 30 packs. 30 times 8. You know what? I'll just grab 300. So I'm going to grab 2 of those. As you see, as it ticks up on those, now I'll just cancel those. Oh, now we have 39. I'll just do that, and see, it grabs all the ones that we'd already made, and now it's making the ones there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to here, to the battery small. We'll click on it, and we'll say Start Research. Now if you come to front panel, you see it says 6%. You can't see it because it's kind of blocking it right now. It says research, but behind it would say it would say which pack you need for the research and how many you have, how many more you need. But because the task thing is blocking it, we're not be able to see it right now. Right here, 10%. So, and in the meantime, we have 5. So if you want to insert, you can either come here, do that. This will store up to 100, by the way, on its own. So if you finish research, it will take you in them to 100. Or, so you can manage inventory, or you click the auto insert, and it will add the extra, which was 5, and now it's at 36%. Alright? When this gets almost done, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So we're at 60%, that's how much it's made in the time. I am just going to auto-insert the last 15 that I have, or the 15 I have crafted myself. And as you heard, it says at the top, there was even a little chime to let you know it's done. And as you can see, it's slowly stacking them in there. Alright, so that is the basics and a quick start for figuring out how to start your facility to get to your first research. So we went from basic smelter setup at the end of the last one to scaling up a bit for increased production, use of the loaders in various manners. We have the belt speeds and the estimation for which ones to feed and such. And yeah, so that's going to be it for here. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end this. We got our research figured out. We got that going. Now we just need to work on the next steps using the electricity. So the next time around, we're going to get this off the biomass burners. So, yep. So I'm Arcades. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Hope you enjoyed what you watch. I stream on twitch.tv. I do Foundry every now and then, so I hope you can come join me for that. And yeah, links will be in the description, including the last video and the thing. So if you enjoyed this, I hope this was helpful. Let me know any info. Like, subscribe, and all that fun junk. And I will see you next time. This is Arcades, signing out.